You'd have to say at this stage of the game, England are well ahead of it. But purely from a mathematical comparison point of view, you turn around and say, is that really true? Because at this stage, Sri Lanka are 19 runs ahead of where England were at the 10 over mark. 47 for three, one extra wicket they've lost, but you've got to factor in what Butler did at the back end. And you've also got to factor in the fact that England have bowled really well and Sri Lanka have lost 4 key wickets, including a couple of players who have been key for their run chases in this tournament so far. Chief among them, Charit Asalanka. Let's just assess that at this 10 over mark with Harsha Bhogle. Harsha, you don't often say that when a team is, a decent amount of runs ahead of where the opposition was.
And 19 is very decent to be ahead at the 10 over mark. But who's the butler in the Sri Lankan side? Is Rajapaksa going to play that role? Are 2 or 3 of them going to get really quick 30s, 40s? Rajapaksa's got to get another 25, 30 here. Then Hasaranga's got to get another 30, 35, and Karunaratne has got to finish it if Dasun Shanaka gives them another 30, 40. So it's got to be it's got to be spread out, the contributions in here. But see what Morgan has very cleverly done. He's got 6 overs of spin out in the top 10 so that he can now finish with Jordan and Vokes and Mills as long as he gets those couple of overs out. Adil Rashid will bowl one. I won't be surprised if he bowls one sometime now. And they'll try and get one from Moeen somewhere. So, I mean, if they lose a wicket, he might slip one in. So I think his handle is bowling really well. Somebody or the other keeps giving him wickets in the power play. And we keep saying, okay, he's lucky. One day this guy gave him, one day that guy gave him. No, it's not like that. He's got the right bowlers in. He's a fantastic captain.
Yeah, and it's as you said, it's not just wickets in the power play. It's being spread out. Today it was Adil Rashid. On another day it could be Moeen Ali bowling at left-handers. And of course we've seen Chris Vokes is the champion when there's anything for him in those first 2 or 3 overs.
And look what he did today with Adil Rashid. He backed Adil Rashid to be able to toss it up with mid-off, mid-on, in because the batsman was sweeping. He gave him 2 fielders out there and brought mid-off in and said, go over. And sure as ever, Asalanka tried to go over, caught there. Kusal Perera tried to get over, caught there. He's playing this beautifully because obviously his bowlers are backing up his fields. But I just looked at that and said, wow, you did him in there, man. You said go down and back to bowler.
And one more name that Sri Lanka will be missing in this run chase, Pathum Nissanka, run out early on. That would have been an unfortunate blow for them. It happened even while we were finishing our mid-inning show.
Straight to the fielder and ran, right? Just hit straight to the fielder and ran?
Kusal Perera hit to the fielder and ran. Pathum Nissanka had nowhere else to go.
Did you ever have to do that as a child? When you're chasing 160, which is a very, very difficult score here, and you give away a wicket on a run out, I think it's in order.
Well, the first time I actually had to do that was because I had sneaked a little radio transistor in to listen to commentary in a classroom.
Your teacher was cruel. He should have said, okay, cricket's more important. Tell me what the score is and then let's stop. But I think I think it's tough now. 98 in 58 balls. They'll really need a flyer. They'll need someone to give them a couple of 15-run overs. So maybe Hasaranka or maybe Rajapaksa, one of them has got to really go for it. Shanaka can, but we haven't seen it for a while. He's been out of form. But one of those two will have to go for it.
But to be fair, as you said, you can't always compare yourself to a Butler. It doesn't have to be a one-man show. You can spread it around 25, 25, 25. So I wouldn't say Sri Lanka still out of the game, but England well in control.
Because Dew is their friend.
How much can it? Let's just finish off Cricbuzz Comm Box by saying you've been out there on the field. You've seen once it comes on, you don't want to be spoiling a nice pair of shoes.
No, because it's come on quite a lot. The one thing Sri Lanka don't want is to hit a 6 that goes into that hardware shop. Because then a new ball will be dry for another couple of overs. So even if they hit a 6, they've got to ensure the 6 is not going out of the stadium. But the Dew is their friend and they've got to take maximum advantage of that Dew. But someone's got to play out of their skins.
Well, the only person who's gone for a few runs today, he's been among the wickets. Every other game is Chris Vokes. He's come on for his latest over, been hit for a 6 and a 4 by Rajapaksa. So that could be the start of a Sri Lankan charge. We could be talking about a very interesting finish. We leave it here on Cricbuzz Comm Box. Let's see what we have to chat with when Michael Vaughan joins us in the end.